Pros and cons about hiring out your camper van. I'll give you a little show round of my camper first, I think, so you can get a gist of what my camper is, because I can only talk from a personal point of view as to how hiring out the van has worked for me. So come with me and we'll have a little look. Camper van, it's a Ford Transit. It's a high top, long wheelbase. I bought this in about 2021 and I bought it, it was a crew cab when I bought it, which was handy in some ways, although everything was in the wrong place. So things like I got it with this sink was already in, but it was in the wrong place, but it saved me quite a lot of money. So it's I don't say basic, I don't know what sort of thing. So I've done it to suit me. I mainly use it for weekends away when I'm working, because I clerk sometimes for kart race meetings, so I stay at kart tracks. I'm also very keen on track days and things like that. So this tows, I know you can only see a bit, but that's a very ugly old trailer. That tows my kit car in the, or this tows the kit car in the trailer, 2 tracks. Right, so it's facility. So we have fridge, sink. It's got a hot water thing in there that heats off the engine. That was in it when I bought it. Sofa bed, double sofa bed pulls out. I do advertise it as a small kid can sit in the sleep in the front. I've never had anyone use it for that. Few shelves and that, obviously cupboards under there, and then TV, and then just around the corner here it has a shower and a toilet, and the water tank is there. So you can see, you know, it's reasonably well. I mean, people give me a lot of compliments about how it's fitted out, and people tell me I've thought of everything. Okay, so that's a little run around, so you kind of know where I am with the van. Oh, it's the van is a 2010, so now it's about 15 years old. So, you know, that's where you are. That's where I am with the van. Hiring it out. So I converted this into a camper in about 2021. I've hired it out ever since then, as soon as it was converted. Initially, it was online with 2 different these sort of agents, if you like. They're kind of like Airbnbs, aren't they, for camper vans? I can't remember the name of one. The other was GoBoony. The first one went bust anyway, so I was only with them for about a year. Initially, I fell for the blurb, you know, I could hire it out every day of the week and all this sort of thing. So initially, I bought insurance for this van that covered anybody to use the van. Now that meant that when anyone booked, they didn't need additional insurance. However, that insurance cost me about £1,000, and it wasn't worth it. For the amount I hired the van, it wasn't worth it. So the following year I switched to this being just insured normal, you know, for domestic use, whereas actually it's insured for various places of work because of working at the tracks. And that was worked out better for me. It's a lot more flexible as well, because the customer pays the insurance only as and when it's booked. So, you know, you're not sort of paying lots of money for when it's not being used. With anything I say on this, all I'm doing is giving you what I've done and what's worked or hasn't worked for me. It may not for you. You know, I'm no expert in this. I am just a person who hires a van. Yeah, so in that time, I don't know how many weeks in total I've hired it out. It's probably brought in a couple of thousand a year in hire fees. So, you know, not getting rich than this. A couple of thousand, kind of, you know, for me, it covers most of the running costs of the van. This, as with most vans, it's on the drive most of the time. So the fact it gets used a bit more is great. And that money certainly covers the mileage that it does. Pros. The obvious pro, and I think probably the only pro is money, isn't it? You know, a couple of £1,000. Yeah, you know, you're not going to be a millionaire off of doing this, but depending on your financial situation, a couple of thousand is quite handy. Yeah. And I suppose in a small way, a pro is it's not on the drive, so I've got more room on the drive for my kit car and other stuff. Most of the people, no, not most, all of the people actually have hired the van have all been really nice. They've all been really pleasant people. And the van, without me, has got to go on some interesting trips. Not that the van's conscious of it, but I think the van has now been to Glastonbury every year, which in the last 4 years, which not many people can say that. It's been to a few other festivals. It also helped a couple do the 3 Peaks challenge. Believe it or not, they did the 3 Peaks in 2 days. Yeah, I know. They were both like, they were a couple, but they were both army and like, you know, fit as a what's the name. So there's these people you get to meet and they go off, they use your van, and generally speaking people kind of respect the van. I think, you know, I've never had it come back with like damage done to it that is through sort of neglect or anything like that. I'm confident that people kind of look after it okay. Right, now the cons are going to sound like there's more cons than pros. Sometimes damage does occur. So it's just been hired and they said, oh, the kitchen tap's leaking. Kitchen tap fell off. Now, I didn't even know there was a joint on the kitchen tap there. Evidently there is. Well, I'll have to fix that, because of course it's not the customer's fault, because it was like that when they picked it up. You know, for things like that, to me, it's just not worth the thing to argue it. It'd take me 10 minutes to fix it. So little things like that do happen sometimes. And one chap caught the wing mirror and broke the wing mirror. So if you're someone who's happy to fix little bits and bobs like that, it kind of works okay, because you either, sometimes people just want to give you cash to make it easy, like the wing mirror thing. I found out how much a wing mirror was. I did 25 quid for my time to fit the wing mirror, and he was quite happy. He gave me the cash, no problem. When they hire through GoBoony, where they take the insurance out, they do have to put an accident deposit down as well, so you can hold on to that. So that seems to work okay. One of the other issues I've had is people picking up fines when they're in the van. I've had 2 people pick up parking fines and 1 lot pick up a speeding fine. In fact, the speeding fine people were the only people I wouldn't hire to again, because they were doing nearly 50 in a 30 zone at a pastor school. I mean, that ain't great, is it? But yeah, there you go. It's been easy to rectify because you have a form. So for all of these, I just sent a copy of the form to the DVLA, say I wasn't using it, this is who I is, and I've never heard anything since, so I assume it's all sorted and done, and that's fine. So it's not much hassle. It's a bit of hassle because of course 2-3 weeks after the hire's finished, you get a letter through the post saying you were going this fast through there, and you think, Christ, I can't remember, I don't speed like that. Hang on a minute, I wasn't in North Wales 4 weeks ago. So at the moment this is advertised with GoBoony, so I can only really talk about the experience with GoBoony. They seem okay. One of the things I find on there is the admin side of stuff. I do get a lot of requests that when I accept them then aren't booked. Now, I queried this with GoBoony because I thought maybe I was doing something wrong. Evidently their system lets a person request as many camper vans as they want at the same time, so people tend to just blat out a whole load and then choose which one they want to hire. So I would say I probably get about 1 booking in 3, 1 booking in 4, which can get a bit frustrating because, you know, GoBoony want you to answer within half an hour and all this sort of stuff, and then you don't hear anything back for 3 days, and then it says the booking's timed out and all that kind of thing, which is a bit of a pain. But So I have it very clear. I show you my advert actually, and I'll put a link in the description to my advert on GoBoony so you can see how I describe it. And on GoBoony you can do, there's lots of tick boxes for what you can and what you will and won't accept. So things like festivals, you can say yes or no. So I have yes on mine, and it gets used at quite a few festivals. Taken abroad, yes or no. Smoking inside, pets inside, yeah, there's all sorts of stuff, and it probably affects quite a lot how many bookings you're going to get. Just for reference, so you can sort of see against mine, I have festivals yes, winter sports yes, no to smoking, no to pets, and no to going abroad. The thought of this breaking down when someone's abroad and trying to sort that out is just a nightmare. Yeah, when you advertise with GoBoony, you set price, you can set price for every day of the week if you like, but generally it's easiest they have a price setting for kind of off season, mid season and peak season, and they suggest how much you can rent for. Now I went along with this suggestion at first and it was a bit on the low side, to be honest, and I decided I didn't want to rent it that low. So mine is on there for probably about 20% above that level. And I, you know, like I say, perhaps I would get more bookings if I drop the price. I don't actually know, but if I drop the price, it's kind of where I just think it's not worth it. It's not worth the bother. So that's how I decided on the price. So if you're watching this video, the likelihood is you've got a camper van and you're thinking about renting it out, and thinking, oh, let's see what this guy's got to say. So obviously I've rented it out for 4 years, and I will carry on renting it out next year if I keep the van. There's possibility I sell it. That's totally aside. Yeah, I'd carry on renting it out. It seems to work okay. The people who have just had the van had it for 3 weeks, so I got 1,700 quid. I didn't need the van in that time. I got 1,700 quid. Yippee doo. Most people, oh, another thing you can set on GoBoony is the minimum time from contact to booking, but also the minimum booking length. And it's one of my lessons learned is I shifted the minimum booking length up to 4 days, because again, when you have people booking a couple of days, it's just not worth the hassle to me. You can't set a booking fee, but you can set a cleaning fee. So what I've done as well is I bumped the cleaning fee up to 50 quid because it takes me a couple of hours to clean the van, you know, to get it ready. So I bumped that up to 50 quid as well to make it worth, if the booking is a shorter booking, to make it worth the bother. In summary, is it worth it? Isn't it worth it? Well, I can't speak for you. I don't know who the hell you are, to be honest, do I? For me, yeah, it's worth it. Just about. It's just about worth doing it. I hope this has been of some use to you. If you've got a camper, you know, I mean, if it was a very expensive camper, I wouldn't be hiring it out. If it's like this, I don't know what you'd call this, probably certainly at the cheaper end, not the cheapest, but the cheaper end of campers. Yeah, go for it. Anyway, hope that's of help. Bye.